Oh, kia ora whānau. Welcome to the, week 11 recap. The season is getting down to the end of things. We've actually got an extra week of regular season this week due to the extended, due to week 17 of NFL. So that's quite exciting. We get another week of fantasy. So I think it will run into Christmas, including playoffs. So, so that's quite a good advantage. Having that, I thought I'd just before I go into the recap and look at what's happened in the week, I thought I'd just go over the playoff structure and how the playoff structure will work. And I'm going to use right now as an example of just to show you how the seeding will work. So it's going to work exactly the same as the NFL as it does in the conference. So top 4 seeds, the winner of each division will get the top 4 playoff spots based on ranking. So if we look at this here, so the top 4 places, we've got Andreas, Caleb, Cam Richardson, and Jamie. So we've got Dre and Jamie on the same record. So because of the tiebreaker, Jamie has more points scored, so he would be the 1 seed. Dre would be the 2 seed, and then the next one, Caleb would be the 3 seed, and Cam would be the 4 seed. So even though he's got a record of 5 and 6, he would still be the 4th seed because he's the winner of his division. And so then we look at the next best record. So we've eliminated those 4, and now it's just the next 4 best records. So we go to the overall. So the 5th seed would be Sam. The 6th seed would be Jaira. The 7th seed would be myself, and then the 8th seed would be Ben Tui. So as you can see, it's really with this whole division structure, it really mixes it up and makes the playoffs a bit more interesting. So we'd have current playoff standing, we'd have 7 and 4 Ben Tui versus 9 and 2 Jamie. And then we'd have Sam 8 and 3 for the 4th and 5th playoff. Sam at 8 and 3 versus Cam being at 5 and 6. So I find that's pretty funny. I think Sam would absolutely destroy that matchup if that's what happened. But that is the example of how the playoff structure will work. So obviously this is all TBC. We could see Dre lose the next 3 games, Sam go up. We could see Caleb choke out the season, and Andy continue on his 4-game win streak or whatever. So that's just how the playoffs are going to work. So the playoffs should be really exciting this year. So yeah, let's have a look at what happened. We've still got Dre sitting on top, even though he lost. Sam is on a 7-game win streak, huge, and he's still got 108 fab left. Unbelievable. Sam was 1 and 3, and now he's 8 and 3. Mind blowing. I'm on a 3-game losing streak. Hopefully, I can beat Dre this week because he does not have Pat Mahomes and Tyreek Hill. So I'm going to be pretty gutted if I can't beat him, to be honest. Although I don't have DeAndre Hopkins. Hopefully, I should be able to beat him. Down here, we've got Andy on a tear. He was 1 and 6. He's now 5 and 6 on a 4-game win streak, and his team is looking good. Tua is actually coming on strong. Eckler is on fire. Jefferson is on fire. And got solid contributors. Like Tony Pollard's not, he's not anything fantastic, but that's pretty solid points. I mean, that's all he needs him to get is just a consistent basis. Michael Pittman is balling. Not in the last couple of weeks, but on the season he is balling. And then he's just got all-round contributor guys. Unlucky with Michael Carter. And he's got Kelsey on bye. So when he's got a full-strength team, he's a really strong team. His defensive line is average, but his linebackers and his defensive back is average, but his linebackers, sheesh, fire linebackers. His team's looking strong. He's on a rampage. Caleb needs to keep winning, otherwise, Andy is going to is going to take his spot. So it's still a long way off, but it's not impossible. We've got Cam leading this absolutely horseshit division. But Jeremy down here, 4-7, Simon 4-7, well within reach of Cam, only one game behind. If Cam loses, Simon will leapfrog him based on points. So Cam has to continue winning, otherwise he will lose out to Simon or Jeremy. Zander has cemented his position at the bottom of the table. He is battling Dahan pretty much for relegation. We'll have a look at the overalls to see if anyone else is close. And then another strong division. So he lost last week. He's still the clear point scorer. And Jira is also having a great year, 7-4. Ben at 7-4. So Jamie is not safe. Jamie can still lose the division being 9-2, which is unreal. So yeah, it's heavy competition for these playoff spots. We'll look at the bottom of the tables here. Zander, the Barnard brothers are 2 games behind the next place, so they're essentially fighting it out for relegation. So the guys in the championship prepared to get one of the Barnard brothers in there next year. So let's have a look at the breakdown and see. So for those of you who don't know what the breakdown is that this is your record if you played everyone every week. So pretty similar standings to how we're sitting now, except Clarence will be a lot higher. So where's Clarence currently sitting? Clarence is currently 10th. But if he played everyone, he's got absolutely hammered in the points against. So if we filter by that, Clarence has been absolutely butt pummeled, which is slightly unlucky. But his points scored hasn't been that high. Go to his points scored. Oh, sweet. Thank you. A recap for our fantasy league. Dallas is just dropping this off. Yeah, that's another story. Clarence is 8th in points scored, so 7th in points. But actually, he's been pretty unlucky. That's quite unlucky, Clarence. Shut up, Clarence. That's rough. If he played everyone every week, he would be 4th in the league. So, and then Gav, the OG, he has been slightly unlucky this year too. He would be 8th. It's just very interesting. So let's have a look and see if we've had any trades. Trades, random trade. I think that was from last week though. Did we cover that? Robbie Anderson, Deebo Samuel for. I think I might have covered that last week. Yeah. So nothing much, and then nothing in the waivers. We somehow let Jamie get Dontrell Hilliard, which is just, guys, for those of you with Fab, how did you let Jamie get Dontrell Hilliard for 25? How many, that's just wild. And then Tevin Coleman for 60. You should have picked up Dontrell Hilliard for 60 and let Jamie get Tevin Coleman for 25, but whatever. Jamie's team's all looking strong. So we see Marquez Greatman. Yeah, nothing major in the So we'll have a quick look into this week and see what a big game. So yeah, I've got a big game coming up against Dre. So if I can beat him, I peg him back down to 9-3. I cut up to 8-4, which means if Sam was to get the win, he would be on the same record as Dre if he was to get the win over Gavin. So this is not a must win for Sam or Gavin. Gavin does need to keep winning though because he doesn't want to let Zander or Dahan catch him and push him down the league. Andy has got a big game against Eli. I think this is a divisional game, so Andy needs to win this, but I think he's looking in a good position. Although Eli's team is quite strong. Evans, Mixon. Daniel Jones is a bit of an L, but you know, his team is looking good. Like Eli's team is looking good, and he's got Jordan Hicks on bye. Oh, he's got Kyler on bye too. One day starting Daniel Jones. So it's a bit of a must-win for Eli as well. So this is a big game here. Big game for Caleb if he wants to hold his lead. And he's got Burrow back. So he's got the Burrow Jamar Chase stack back. So his team looking strong. It's a nice set of wide receivers. Devontae Adams, Waddle, Stephon Diggs, Jamar Chase. He's really hit it with these rookies. Joe Burrow. Running backs are weak, but he's got a strong wide receiver core. I would be playing for Russell Wilson instead of Joe. Yeah, it's a tough one. Trust your studs, though. When you get to this point in the season, you trust your studs. Even though Russell Wilson's been trash, I would still lean his direction. Obviously, a must-win for Xander here. Simon is contending for his division, so it's a must-win for both these guys. So the Battle of the South Africans, huge implications for these guys. And then we've got Jeremy is trying to chase down Cam, so massive win. So there are a lot of must-win games here. Jeremy's team is looking very strong. Cam's team is looking all right, but if he gets another 50-point game from Rodgers, you've got Waller, AJ Brown, Tyler Lockett. It's not a horrific team. Do some damage. So big divisional game this week. Ben and Jira. This is not really a big matchup. Both of these guys are probably making the playoffs, but it just means if they win and Jamie loses to Dahan, which is highly unlikely, they get one game closer to Jamie. But I don't think we'll see Jamie lose to Dahan. Dahan's team is, very bad. And now Jamie's got Dontrell Hilliard as well, which is, it's not great, but the annoying thing about Jamie getting Dontrell Hilliard is that he took him from someone who needed him. So Jamie, he's probably not even going to play him. Like, he's got Claypool, Sanders. He should probably play him over Sanders, Cup, Thielen, Cordarrelle, Ezekiel Elliott. He's probably not going to play him. He's also got Jeff Wilson sitting there, and he's got Connor. Like, good lord, Jamie's team. But he's taken this away from someone else who actually needs it. So that's the great move from Jamie. So it's a big week this week, boys. So that's it. And this is why the divisions are so good, because these divisional matchups, they carry so much weight and it's so important. It's going to get beefy. The longer these divisions, the more years these divisions continue for, the more beefy it's going to get. So exciting week, getting down to crunch time. So let's go. Keep those trades up. There hasn't been much trade action. But yeah, keep it up. I'll flick over to the old to the championship now.